everyone, Katie from Superior Science here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to grow your own beans in a jar. So this is a super quick and super easy activity that will actually allow you to grow your own food. Fun fact number 1. Bamboo is the fastest growing woody plant in the world. Bamboo can grow up to 35 inches in one day. How crazy is that? Could you imagine if we could grow 35 inches in one day? We would be so tall. So what makes a plant a plant? Well, plants all share a few defining characteristics. So the first one is that they can make their own food through photosynthesis. This is unique to plants. The second one is that they all have a thing called a cuticle on their cells. So this is like a waxy outer layer that protects the plant's cells. The third one is that the cells have cell walls. This is completely unique to plants and no other species. So no, like humans don't have this, no animal cells have this, no other type of living being has cell walls other than plant cells. And finally, plants can reproduce with spores, so this is kind of like fungi, or they can reproduce by producing young. So this is kind of like humans, where they can do it by recombining their genes, or they can send out runners, which means they send out like a baby clone version of the own plant. Fun fact number 2. There are actually nearly 600 different species of carnivorous plants, and these plants will eat insects and small animals. So if you guys have ever played any Mario game, you'll know that there's such thing as a piranha plant in those games. So some of these are like a real life version of a piranha plant. So for example, you have a Venus flytrap. So that will actually attract flies. It will get them stuck on the inside of its mouth, and then they will close and they'll eat the flies. Crazy, right? So what do plants need to grow? Well, plants all share the same needs that allow them to grow healthy and strong. So these needs are light. So first, plants need light to allow them to undergo photosynthesis. So this light is supplied by the sun and it enters the plant and it allows it to make its own food, to make its own energy. And then plants also need air. So they'll take CO2 from the environment and they'll release it into oxygen. So this oxygen is the oxygen that's in the air that we breathe. So this is one of many reasons why plants are so important to us. And then they also need water. Plants use this water to supply their cells with enough water to keep the plant standing upright. And they also need this water for photosynthesis. So this is super important because we want to make sure that we're always watering our plants because they need it. They really do. And then next, there's soil and nutrients. So much like us, plants need a ton of nutrients. So some of these nutrients could be like calcium, they could be nitrogen, it could be potassium. So a lot of these are nutrients that we actually need as well. So much like these nutrients allow us to grow healthy and strong, the plants also need them so they can grow healthy and strong. And then because of the soil, the plants will be rooted in the soil, and this will allow them to absorb the nutrients from the soil and from the water in the soil. As well, the soil provides kind of like a substrate for them to grow into. So this allows them to have the support so they can spread out their roots, and so then they can grow tall and strong. And then finally, plants need space. So it's much like as if we were stuck in like a really tight, cramped space. You know how we would get sore, we wouldn't have any room to stretch, we wouldn't really be able to grow or like get longer, like we wouldn't be able to spread our arms out, we wouldn't be able to stretch our legs, we would start to feel cramped and sore. So this is just like plants. We need to make sure that plants have enough room so then they can grow, so they can spread their shoots out, and so then they can also send their roots down. So having them have this space so they can spread out is what allows them to truly grow stronger. Fun fact number 3. The largest plant in the world is the Rafflesia, which can grow over 3 feet in diameter. So that's like half of your size. It can grow half of your size wide. How crazy is that? These plants are humongous. So you've heard me use the term photosynthesis. So what is photosynthesis? Well, this is the process that plants use to allow them to make their own energy in the form of sugar. So they'll take this carbon dioxide from the environment and the water, and they'll use this to power all of their internal cycles. So this is powered by the energy from the sun. So the light from the sun will hit the plant, and they're called photons. So these photons provide enough energy for the plant to be able to split these water molecules into the necessary elements that they need, and then they'll release this additional oxygen into the environment, and they'll take the hydrogen and the carbon dioxide and they'll use this to make sugars. So they usually make sucrose. So I'm not sure if we've heard of this type of sugar before, but it's one that's actually found in a lot of our foods and a lot of our fruits. So they'll take this energy in the form of this sugar and they'll be able to consume it so they can power all of their cellular processes. So why would they do this? Well, we can get up, we can go walk to the fridge, and we can get a snack. Plants can't really do that. Most of the plants that we know are stationary. So this guy here, he's not walking anytime soon. So he needs to use the sun's energy to make his own food. Photosynthesis is completely unique to plants. So despite what some people say, humans cannot photosynthesize. Okay, so now I'm going to be showing you how to grow your very own bean in a jar. So you're gonna need a clear jar like this. You're gonna need some cotton balls, and then I have two different types of beans, so you just want some dried beans. You can use actual seeds, or you can just use any beans you have in your cupboard. It just has to be a dry bean, that's all you need. Okay, so first you're gonna take your jar and you're gonna take your cotton balls and you're just gonna put those into the jar. So this will kind of be what the plant grows in. This will keep it moist and this will let you see your seeds. So I've just taken them and I've just filled my jar like this, and I'm doing 2 jars because I have 2 different types of beans and I'm gonna do a little comparison between the two. So I'm just filling my second jar here. My hands are a little bit too big to fit in, but I'm sure with smaller hands it'll be a little bit easier. So you're just gonna fill up your jars like this, and then you're ready to get on to the next step. Okay, so once you've filled your jars with your cotton balls, then it's time to add the beans. So I have 2 green bean seeds here and then 2 yellow bean seeds here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your jar, you're gonna take your bean, and you're just gonna kind of put it in the side there like that. So I'm gonna actually do 2 of each kind of bean, just so I can have them for my little science experiment I'm gonna be doing. So you're just gonna start off like that. You're just wanting to make sure that they're as close to the glass as possible, so then you can actually see them growing, and then so they get as much sun through the glass. So now I've just gone to my bathroom and I've moistened them. So you're going to add a little bit of water to your jars. So basically you just want to make sure that you're making your cotton balls moist, but you really don't want to add too much water because the plants really don't need that much water yet. They're just seeds, so we want to make sure that they aren't completely drenched. So just be really careful when you're watering them. So once you've watered your beans, you're just gonna want to sit them in a sunny place. So make sure they get lots of sun for the next couple days, and then eventually you'll see them start to germinate and they'll slowly pop out of their seed. In the next couple days, if you notice at all that your cotton balls are starting to dry out, you're just gonna wanna take a spray bottle and just set it so it's misting, and you're just gonna spray them a little bit just so we can keep the cotton balls moist. So I'm gonna be keeping you guys updated with little updates on the beans, and so I'll keep you updated on which one's growing better and how fast they're growing. So if you're interested in seeing those updates, don't forget to subscribe to us and I'll keep you posted.